Hello world. So today my vlog is inspired by people again. That's where most of my inspiration comes from. And this is a vlog about, I guess, my tips and tricks of getting out of a negative mindset, or I guess if you're dealing with some minor depression, or maybe tips that you can give to other people who are kind of just down, gloomy, kind of pessimistic. I was inspired because in my personal life, I've noticed some people around me who are quite down, quite negative, and really, there's nothing wrong. And I notice it's a lot in my professional life as well because most of my clients are quite down and negative, but that's rightfully so because I've worked in addictions and now in the homeless sector. Um, so, but people who aren't addicted or in the homelessness sector, I've noticed just get down, gloomy, and it kind of brings everybody else down around them, and then this fills into their self-fulfilling prophecies of they're all alone, nobody likes me, etc. Um, and I just want to reiterate, some people do have really legitimate reasons for being down. There's lots of shit in this world, like war, death, discrimination, poverty, disease, mental health issues, abuse, addiction, etc., etc. The list goes on. There are some real reasons to be down in the dumps, but I guess I'm just having a rant at those people who don't have any of these problems but are still negative and gloomy and down and complain about their life when there's nothing wrong. For most of us, I think life is so good, but people don't realize that you have to put an effort in to make it good. A good life, a happy, healthy, well adjusted life doesn't just fall into your lap, from my experience, anyways. You have to work really hard to be healthy and happy, and I think some people just get in a rut of being negative and down, and this turns into the norm for them. The thing is, people don't want to be around people that are like that. They're draining, so then you just attract other negative down people. Plus, once you're in a happy place, it's just nicer to be happy. People who are more optimistic live longer. People who are more optimistic are more resilient, so bad shit can happen to them and they can cope with it a bit better. So if you're going through a hard time for whatever reason, legitimate or not legitimate, maybe everything's fine in your life, but you just feel down. Or maybe you have people in your life that are down, negative, gloomy. Here are my tips. Every day for the past about 6 years, I've worked with some really amazing people in the field of addictions and in the homelessness sector. And I hear stories about the most amazing people that most people probably wouldn't understand unless they work in that field. And I have 101 stories about amazing people who have overcome extraordinarily hard situations. And if they can get through it, you can too, and so can the other people in your life. So, here are my tips I've gathered over the last 10 years to get yourself through a rut if you're feeling negative, gloomy, or if someone else in your life is negative and gloomy and just bringing you down. Okay, let me just get my list sorted. Number one, write down or at least think about the things in your life you already have that you're appreciative and grateful for. So, even if they're really small, write it down or at least think about it. Um, and then you already change your mindset and you start seeing things that you already have, no matter how small, and this starts to shift your perspective. Guarantee you do this for 2 weeks, you will start to have a change in mindset. I write them down and put them on my wall so I can see them. So try this. Write down or think about things you already have and are appreciative and grateful for. Okay, number two, eat healthy. Exercise, have a healthy body. To have a healthy mind, you have to have a healthy body, and vice versa. So just try to make, if you're not a healthy person, try to make some small changes. Go for a walk, eat some fruit. When your body is healthy, this will make it easier for your mind to be healthy. Your brain is part of your body. Your brain needs to be healthy, to function properly. Kind of just makes sense. So get a healthy body. It'll help you with your healthy mind. Okay, number 3. Now, I don't think a lot of people are going to like this one, but get professional help if you need it. Okay, if you're not coping with life and you're always feeling negative, you're having angry outbursts, you're not sleeping, you feel out of control, get someone professional to speak with. Go talk to a counselor, go talk to a therapist. There is no shame in this. Everyone I have ever convinced to go to therapy has always had a positive experience with it. Now, most people, especially here in Britain, have never been to counseling or therapy. It's quite more popular in North America, and it's not seen as weird. But there's nothing wrong with it. I know it's not very British to talk it out, but you don't have to be a complete fuck up to seek therapy. Just think of it as like a tune-up to be the best self you can be. And I think every well-adjusted person that you meet has been in counseling or therapy at one point or another. So, get professional help if you need it. Okay, number 4 is a bit fluffy, but I think it's true. If you're in a gloomy, kind of depressed, negative state, bit fluffy, but number 4 is forgive yourself for things you might have done wrong that you're ashamed of, etc. So I think a lot of people do things that they feel is wrong, like if they've relapsed or if they've cheated on someone or whatever, they hold that against themselves and they just are so mad at themselves and they're so ashamed of what they did. And you have to forgive yourself, which is really cheesy, before you can really move on. It'll be a huge step forward. So try to forgive yourself. About things that you've done in the past. Number 5. This one also difficult and a bit cheesy, but confront people that have wronged you. This will take a huge weight off your chest. If someone's wronged you and you're just carrying that around and you've never got it out, that can make you feel quite down and gloomy and depressed. You can do it in person, you can do it over the phone, you can write a letter, you don't even have to give the letter, you could just rip it up. But I think by confronting people that have wronged you, it just lifts a huge weight off your shoulders. If you do it, you can do it in a non-aggressive way or an aggressive way if they really fucked you over. So I think confront people that have wronged you is number 5. Number 6. If you're going through a shit time and you're not coping and you're feeling down and you're feeling depressed, reach out for family or friends, okay? Do not isolate yourself. I think this is one of the worst things people can do, and it's a common thing to do, because when you're feeling shit and you're feeling down, you don't want to reach out to people. But this is what you need to do. You need to reach out for friends and family. You will be amazed how many people out there are there to help you, okay, in your time of need. Now, I realize some people out there have messed up a lot of times and they've maybe burnt all their bridges, but there is loads of professionals out there, like me, like just generally caring, empathetic people who are there to help. There's loads of people, loads of charities. So no one is actually ever really alone in this world, no matter how much it feels like it. Unless you're on a desert island in the middle of the sea somewhere, there's always people out there to help you. So reach out for family and friends. This is going to help you move forward to feel better. Number 7. If you're feeling down, depressed, etc., try something new. I think a lot of people get into a rut and life becomes dull, boring. Try something new, even if it's really small. Get out of your routine. That can go for anything new. Number 8. Okay, this one is based on science. Well, these are all based on science, but this one is really based on studies. Get a pet, okay? Loads of studies have shown that animals make people happier. They get people out of a funk, okay? They bring animals, I think it's bunnies, into prisons because it calms inmates down, okay? Seriously, think about getting something fluffy. If you don't like animals, well, this isn't going to work for you. But getting a fluffy something and petting it, does something to your brain that actually makes you happier. So Think about it. Number 9, okay? Have a cuddle with someone, have a hug, or maybe more with someone that's trustworthy and safe, obviously. I think physical touch from someone that's safe and trustworthy can make you feel better. And we all need a little love sometimes. So if you're feeling down, get close to someone that you like. Okay, number 10, and I think this is a big one. Crush negative thoughts, okay? When negative thoughts come into your head, which they will for everyone, you need to crush them, okay? Not every thought that comes into your head is actually reality, and I think a lot of people do that. They think, oh, everything that comes in my head is reality. So, for instance, if you're thinking, I'm too fat, nobody likes me, I have no friends, these are just common things that I hear from people in my life, challenge those thoughts. Are those reality? Is there an alternate way to view this? Everyone has negative thoughts, but they're not always true. And I think people who are well adjusted and happy, they challenge those and they deconstruct them and they intellectualize them. And they don't believe every negative thought that comes into their head. Okay, number 11. And this is one that has worked for me. Well, all of these have probably worked for me, but go work with people that are less fortunate from you, okay? Or volunteer, whatever. If you expose yourself and help people who are less fortunate than you will feel happier. If you help people, you will feel happier. Um, I think sometimes people feel like, nobody wants them. There's no purpose to life. They're depressed. So by helping others, that fills that purpose of life. And I think for other people, it gives them a reality check. If you go work with people who are less homeless than you, like my situation, homelessness people, it really puts things in perspective and it gives you a reality check. And little things don't seem to be so big when you're dealing with people who have had such harder experiences as you. Now, once you kind of have the sexualization, it can be hard to then be around people who do care about little things and who do stress about little things because you can seem a bit righteous. But I still think by going and working with people and helping people that are less fortunate than you will make you maybe be a bit happier. So these are my 11 tips. Hopefully some of them will work for you, and hopefully some of the people in my life that are negative and who are a downer will take some of these on board. Probably not.